enormous pizza party, and we're very excited about that. Before we begin, I would like to have each of our contestants just stand and wave briefly. I'm going to introduce them. This is the order in which they will compete. First, we have Matt Child.
Is this a dagger which I see before me, the handle toward my hand? Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible, to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat oppressive brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable, as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools, oh, the other senses, or else, worth all the rest, I see thee still. And, on thy blade and dungeon, gouts of blood. Which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes.
Now, are you all done?
I'm going.
Yeah! Next, Larry and Virginia!
Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand? Come, let me touch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this, which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools o'er the other senses, or else, worth all the rest, I see thee still. And on thy bladed dungeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. There's no such thing. It is the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now, over the one-half world, nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the current sleep.
Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up thy access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between thy effect and it. Come to my woman's breast and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pale thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, ho, ho!
To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown and put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind, for them the gracious Duncan have I murdered, put rancors in the vessel of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man, to make them kings, the seeds of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list and champion me to the utterance.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, out, brief candle. Life's but a walking shadow. A poor player that struts and frets his hour upon the stage and is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
Satan, I'm sick at heart. When I behold Satan, I say, this push will cheer me ever or deceive me now. I've lived long enough. This way of life has fallen into this year, the yellow leaf. And that which should accompany old age as honor, love, obedience, troops of friends, I must not look to have, but in their stead. Curses, not loud, but deep, mouth, honor, breathe, which the poor heart should fain deny and dare not. Satan. my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here and fill me from the crown to toe top full of the direst cruelty. Make thick my blood. Stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall. You murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substances you wait on nature's mischief, come, thick night, and pale thee in the dunnest smoke of hell. That my true life see not the road it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold. Hold.
Thus is nothing but to be safely thus. Our fears and banquos stick deep, and in his royalty of nature reigns that we fear. 'Tis much he dares, into the darkness temper of his mind he hath the wisdom that doth guides his valor to act in safety. There's none but he whose being I do fear, and under him my genius is rebuked. As it is said, Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they placed a fruitless crown and put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched with an unlineal hand. No son of mine succeeded. No son of mine succeeded. If it be so, for banquo fiction I filed my mind. For them, the gracious captain had my word. Put rankers in the vessel of my peace only for them. Mine eternal jewel, given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seeds of Banquo kings, rather than so come fate into the list and champion me to the utterance.
It's the knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, why, he should have an old petting the key. Knock, knock, knock. Who's there? In the name of Beelzebub. Yes, a farmer that aimed himself for the expectation plenty. Come in, farmer. Have napkins enough about you. Yeah. You'll sweat for it. Knock! Knock! Who's there? And in the other double's name. Hey, here's an equivocator that could
swear in both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock! 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 Who's there? Faith, it is an English tailor come hither for stealing out of a French horse. Come in, tailor. Anywhere else your wound. No. No. Never at quite what I am. But this place is too cold for hell. The devil pointed it no further. I had thought to have let in some of old professions that walk the criminal's way, or the everlasting bonfire. Anon! I pray thee, remember the porter.
Was the hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since, and wakes it now to look so green and pale at what it did so freely? From this time which I count thy love. Art thou afeard to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire? Wouldst thou have that which thou esteem'st the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem? Letting I dare not wait upon I would, like the poor cat in the adage.
This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why has it given me earnest of success, commencing in that truth? I am plain of cowboy. Good. Why did I yell to that suggestion whose would image stop and fix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the deep affliction? Present theirs, the less than horrible imagining. My thoughts, whose murder is yet but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man is smothered and sometimes nothing is what is not.
Judges to be able to deliberate. They're going to come up with first, second, and third place while they're
voluptuous vision of nature shake my felt purpose and keep peace between thee and it. Come to my woman's breast, take my milk for gal, you murdering ministers, wherever in your slightest substances.
You wait?
You wait on nature's mischief.
Come thick night?
Come thick night.